As a beginner to speedrunning, I'd so far been bottlenecked to only playing village seeds, as I had no idea how to play any of the other overworld types. So today I got to work on the practice map, trying to learn the strats to run the other seed types, starting with Desert Temple. I generally found this to be probably the second easiest seed type after village seeds, just because of the sheer amount of rotten flesh that you usually get. I then had a go at shipwrecks, learning where the correct iron and food chests were. And then I of course had to refresh myself on how to build an underwater portal using the L shape. As well as the other traditional portals while we're at it. And then I discovered the concept of 2x1 portals, which I struggled with immensely, but persisted in trying to learn because I refused to be mechanically bottlenecked by this. Yes! I tried to learn how to complete the different rune portal types, but still have not learned how to do it fluently with ideal block placements, just trying to be able to at least complete them consistently so a run doesn't die because of it. And then last of all, the seed type that actually required me to learn some new tech was buried treasure. This is me using a seed filter for only buried treasure seeds. So I learned how to use the pie chart and find the correct chunk that way, but I'm still not very good at recognizing the exact formation of the blocks to just instantly start digging. I still have to try and use F3 to line up the 9-9. But of course, the main challenge with running these seed types other than village is not usually starting the route, which is often quicker than village, but more dealing with the low food and low resources like beds and wood and things like that for the rest of the seed. So the real way to put it to the test was to try and complete a full run. So this is using a filter for all of the different seed types. And I happen to start on a shipwreck seed here. Here I'm doing my crafts. I'm actually trying to turn these ingots into nuggets so that I can make gold carrots, but I miscrafted some pressure plates, so that was just a complete waste. And in the end I'm only able to make 2 gold carrots. Then I go about mining some logs with an iron axe. It's actually probably a little bit quicker to get wood than in a seed. And now I can set off and start to look for gravel and a ravine. There's some kelp to the left there. But it looks like I've seen something anyway. So I go down to get my gravel. Luckily it's a very healthy looking magma ravine, so I can use a L shape. I'm still, I can do the 2x1, but I still prefer to avoid it where possible. And now I craft my flint and steel and we enter. So I still haven't gotten into the habit of grabbing lava every time, which I really should do on these seeds that are lower food. I guess I'm so used to having abundant food playing village seeds. And, it turns out to be a bridge bastion, so yeah, it actually would have been very handy to have the lava. So yeah, because of my lava bucket I have to flint and steel these hoglins. I am trying to really flint and steel them because I do want the food, but I end up getting knocked off, taking some damage, and even though I do get the pork chops, that kind of negates some of the benefit of that. Right, at least now with the hoglin out the way, I can start my route. Now, I see this wall, and I don't know if it possibly is a triple behind there, but at this point I just don't know. I don't know the bastions well enough, so I decided to just play left-sided triple. And there's a bit of suboptimal placement here with me offhanding the bucket while I'm trying to place blocks there, so my bridge actually catches fire a little bit. But I've sort of put the fire out and I think it's all good. And then I go to the other side to attract the pigs with a gold block. And then as I start running back, I see that my bridge well and truly is on fire, so I have to sort of repair while I'm running. I do manage to make it. But because of that delay, I'm a little slow getting to the hole, so I didn't manage to dig a too deep hole there. And I just end up making another one. Okay, I've got all my trades now. I've got enough obsidian, pearls, string, and so I go off to the fort. I think the rates were pretty good, so I'm already on 7 rods here. I've got my portal built, so I can start leaving to blind. I head back to the nether and start purling towards coordinates. When I get close, I just dig down. Now 16 minutes entering the stronghold, potential for sub 20 here. But I need to successfully nav. I can see, with hover hitbox, a sort of spike that I like in that direction. But I don't manage to find it instantly, so I do have to sort of rescan a little bit. I do find it eventually. I don't think it was the closest of portal rooms. As you can see, it took me about two and a bit minutes to enter after reaching the stronghold. But now I just need to wait for a perch and try and hit the one cycle. I guess again, with this being a shipwreck seed instead of a village seed, the two big things are whether I have enough food and whether I have enough string and wood for beds and explosives. So my food situation's okay because I ended up making some golden carrots. And I can make 4 beds here, and 1 anchor, the limiting factor being wood. So I've never actually hit 5 explosives in a run before. Even in practice, usually I'm hitting 6, so this is going to be tricky for my standards. But we managed to close it out. So I'm now able to play all the seed types, not just village. If I can do this a little more consistently, we may not be too far off from trying ranked for the first time.